If this doesn't work, I'm going to start stabbing something. If this doesn't work, I'm going to start stabbing something. Right, hello everyone. I'm sorry for the delay there. YouTube was playing silly buggers. So, with a slight delay, I'd like to thank you for turning up and joining in with the VidUKon 2020 quiz. Fingers crossed, it will be smooth sailing here with lots of nice, easy questions that everyone can answer without any spare thought at all, and you can do things like snack and take bathroom breaks during the quiz. Hopefully. I'm sitting about 25 miles away from where we'd be normally having the convention, and just to sort of take a little bit of the sting out of the fact that we can't actually be there at the moment, I can confirm it is absolutely throwing it down outside and has been for most of the afternoon. Now, I've posted up details in the quiz channel on how the quiz will work. Hopefully you've all had a chance to go through that. Hopefully I haven't messed up the quiz registration. There was a little bit of a glitch with a couple of people dropping out towards the end, but I think I caught everyone. If I didn't, I can only apologise. Now, as mentioned, there are going to be 40 questions split into 8 rounds of 5 questions each. Each category has a particular theme. Now, the first theme, to help everyone sort of warm up gently and get into the swing of things, is all about tweets. You know, we all live on Twitter these days, or at least a fair number of us do, and people have used Twitter to make all sorts of interesting, exciting, revolutionary comments. Some of them can even be dangerously political. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to post up the details of a tweet, and all you need to do is tell me who it is that posted that tweet. Now, the first tweet had a dramatic political influence on the landscape in Parliament in this country. So it may be a little bit difficult, but I have faith in you. So, who made the following tweet? In April 2011, Ed Balls. Now, the second tweet is more recent. Who, in November 2009, said, "If chickens could say, 'Love me, that would be awesome.'" On to question 3. Which famous celebrity in September 2015 said, "I'd walk through fire for my daughter"? Well, not fire because it's dangerous, but a super humid room. But not too humid because my hair. Question 4. I must admit this one is very dear to my heart for various reasons. Who is it who said, in March 2018, "My hotel has free unlimited bonbons and I am going to make them regret this"? And the final question of this round. Who, in June 2016, said, "I've always heard that Tom Cruise is tirelessly positive and upbeat, and I'd love to work with him one day. I think I could break him"? And on to round 2. Now, in round 2, what I have done is I have taken the titles of some well-known, or at least reasonably well-known films, and replaced the major words in those titles with synonyms. All you have to do is identify what the correct film title is. Now, the first film title is Concise Rendezvous. And for question 2, it's a little bit shorter to make it that little bit easier. Guess the correct title of this movie. Giddiness. And question 3. Finding yourself a bit foxed by the shorter movie title? This one is a little bit longer. Please give the correct title for the movie Boundless Radiation of the Unblemished Consciousness. For question 4, the title of this film is a place that I think we would all like to visit. What is the correct title of The Pasture of Fantasies? And for the final question of this round, please give me the correct title for the movie The Obsidian Boiler. Now, with the knowledge that you're probably all a little bit tired of looking at words at the moment, the next round is going to be simpler. All you have to do is identify correctly the characters portrayed by the 5 Funko Pop pictures that I'm about to place into the quiz channel. Now, by way of hints for this round, I would just like to confirm that you do not need to provide me with either the name of the frog or the name of the puppy, but I would like to emphasize that this does not mean that frogs and puppies are not important. Now, round 4 is a little bit trickier than the previous round. This round is entitled I Need a Detective. I'm going to ask you to identify a number of detective agencies. The first one is, which television series featured the detective agency known as Mars Investigations? And for question 2, which television series featured the detective agency known as the Blue Moon Detective Agency? Question 3. What is the name of the detective agency founded by and named for the central character in a score of detective novels written by Kerry Greenwood and published between 1989 and 2013? Question 4. Which television series featured the detective agency known as the Kita Shinagawa Lucky Detective Agency? And the final question in this round, which is possibly a little bit more obscure than the ones that came before it. Which detective agency employed Baroness Clara Lintz in numerous cases written by Edward Phillips Oppenheim and published in the early 1930s? welcome to round 5. This series of questions is all about former capital cities. Now, there is probably a chance that I'm going to mispronounce some of these, although I have tried to practice, and I apologise to anyone who's accidentally offended. Possibly almost as much as I apologise to those who are offended by the questions in general, which is one of the reasons I'm glad I'm living in a bunker in Wales and haven't been out in 3 months. So, question 1. Which names did the Greeks assign to the ancient Egyptian capital cities of Imbuhej and Waset? Question 2. What was the capital city of Costa Rica for more than 250 years before the capital was moved to the larger city of San Jose? And for question 3, Uppsala is the former capital city of which country? And for question 4, Cuzco was the capital of which nation or empire prior to Spanish colonization? And for the final question of this round, which city was the capital of the Kanem and Kanem-Bornu empires for more than 400 years? Right. Are you tired yet? Are you ready to bury me in one of these overseas abandoned capital cities? Well, I have good news for you. we're now into another picture round. In this case, I'm going to be posting up sections taken from covers for early printings or first printings of novels that were either award-winning or published by award-winning authors. As a hint, each of the novels is going to be posted up in chronological order from the first printed to the most recently printed. In each case, you get half a point for identifying the novel and half a point for identifying the author. Now, for those who are not experienced Discord users, it may be useful to know that if you click on an image in Discord, you often get the option to load up a larger version of that image so you can look at it more closely. Now, for round 7, I looked at asking questions about movies that everyone has seen, but I thought you might be getting a bit bored of easy questions at this point. So instead, we have a round dedicated to movies that were completed but never actually released. So, question 1. Which movie based on a Marvel comic book series was completed in 1994 but never released? And question number 2. What is the name of the sequel to the movie Trancers, which finished filming in 1988 but has never been released? And question number 3. Billed as the first part of an epic film trilogy on the scale of Star Wars or The Lord of the Rings, which epic Chinese-US movie finished filming in 2015 and has never been released? There will be more information in the question posted into Discord. And question 4. Although the movie The Coconuts is typically regarded as the Marx Brothers' debut feature, their actual debut movie was made 8 years earlier, but never released. Name the movie. Now for the last question in this round. Robert Rodriguez completed a movie starring John Malkovich as a commission for the liquor company Remy Martin. The movie will intentionally not be released until 2115, 100 years after it finished being filmed. Name the movie. Now, I don't know about you at this point, but I could certainly do with a drink. So I thought it was high time that we had a round dedicated to drinks. So, for question 1, from which novel do we get the alcoholic drink known as a Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster? Question 2. In which book do we learn about the drink Frobscottle, which makes you go whiz pop? Question 3. The fictional drink Slusho has formed a part of viral marketing campaigns for various films and TV series associated with which American filmmaker? And for question 4, from which video game franchise do we get the Nuka-Cola range of soft drinks? And for the last question in this round, and in this quiz, from which radio series do we get the real ale known as Shires? At this point, everyone has a minute to finalise their questions and answers, or at least their answers. I'll stick to doing the questions. When you've completed your list, I will send out a message, and please, everyone, post your complete list of answers into the quiz channel. "30 seconds left before the grand unveiling. And that's time. Everyone, please post your answers into the quiz channel. Let everyone enjoy seeing just how clever and well-informed you are. Or alternatively, let's create a mutual frenzy of people who want to see me ritually sacrificed. I have to say, watching the answers go up, it's great spotting places where one team managed to get the correct answer and no one else did. So, we shall begin going through the answers. Question 1. The person who tweeted out Ed Balls was Ed Balls. The individual who thinks that it would be awesome if chickens could say love me, is Justin Bieber. The man who would walk through a mildly humid room for his daughter is Ryan Reynolds. My spiritual bonbon companion is Christine Chrissy Teigen. And the person who'd like to break Tom Cruise is Anna Kendrick. Now, in terms of films, Concise Rendezvous is Brief Encounter. Giddiness is Vertigo. Boundless Radiation of the Unblemished Consciousness is The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Pasture of Fantasies is Field of Dreams. And the Obsidian Boiler is The Black Cauldron, definitely one of the freakier Disney films to watch as a child. In terms of Funko Pops, we had Princess Tiana, John Wick, FBI Special Agent Dana Scully, Doomsday, and of course, Cthulhu. The television series that features the detective agency known as Mars Investigations is Veronica Mars. The television series that features the Blue Moon Detective Agency is Moonlighting. The name of the fictional detective agency founded by and named for the central character in a score of detective novels written by Kerry Greenwood is Miss Phryne Fisher Investigations. The television series that features the Kita Shinagawa Lucky Detective Agency is Lucky 7 Rakibusen. And which detective agency employed Baroness Clara Lintz? The answer is Advice Limited. Now, the Greeks named the ancient cities of Inbuhej and Waset Memphis and Thebes. The capital city of Costa Rica, prior to San Jose, was Cartago. Uppsala is the former capital city of Sweden. Cuzco was the capital of the Incan Empire. And the capital city of Kanem and Kanem-Bornu empires was Ngazagamu. In terms of books, the first book is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The second book is Zoo City by Lauren Books. The third is Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie. The fourth is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. The fifth is Rebel by Marie Lu. The Marvel comic book series movie, filmed in 1994 but never released, was The Fantastic Four. The sequel to the movie Trancers is usually listed as Pulse Pounders, but Pulsers is acceptable. The beginning of an epic Chinese-American fantasy film series that appears to have had a certain amount of trouble is Empires of the Deep. The Marx Brothers' debut movie was in fact Humor Risk. And, last but not least, the movie that Robert Rodriguez filmed, that has been deliberately locked away for a century, is 100 Years. And for the final round, the alcoholic pan-galactic gargle blaster premieres in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Frobscottle is from the BFG. The fictional drink Slusher is associated with J.J. Abrams. The Fallout series of games gave us Nuka-Cola. And Shires is drunk in The Archers. I will be posting all of these answers up in the quiz channel once I can actually read again properly, but I'd like to thank everyone for playing, and I hope you had a decent time.